Do you want to improve your life? Start reading. Reading is one of the most important habits that you need to develop. Why? Reading changes your brain. Hello, and welcome to Saguaro. What effects does reading have on the brain? Watch this video to find out. We're also going to give you a list of 10 books that can help you get started on reading. Stay tuned until the end so you don't miss that. Before we get started, please smash the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to see more of our videos for a healthy mind, body, and soul. We hope that this video will encourage you to start picking up a book or two and to help cultivate a lasting habit of reading. So let's get to it. Why read? The psychological and neurological effects that reading does to the brain are actually well studied. Number 1, reading helps your attention span. The digital world has been constantly training our brains to switch our attention between different digital platforms. Many of us have a short attention span as a result. Reading, on the other hand, is a linear process. You are working from start to finish. There's no jumping around. There's no context switching. Reading enhances your attention span because it changes your brain to be more focused. It helps you to sit through those tasks which require linear, long attention spans, such as writing an essay. It is important to build your focus and concentration because as much as multitasking is encouraged, it's not really beneficial. If you think about it, when you switch from one task to another, how well are you actually completing the tasks you're working on? And would you be more efficient if you just finished one before moving on to the other? The world we live in today constantly encourages digital technology and multitasking, and very rarely focus and concentration. So if you want to improve your attention span, engage in linear tasks like reading regularly. Number 2, reading helps embodied cognition. A study from Emory University looked at the lingering effects of reading on the brain. The study involved undergraduate students from the university. They had the students read a 30-page section of a novel while in an MRI. During the next morning, they put the students through an MRI workout without the book. They compared the results with the previous MRI scans of their brain. Interestingly, they found heightened activity in the central sulcus of the brain. This means that the sensory neurons in the brain, which would be firing if you, for example, were running, are also firing when you're thinking about running or when you're reading about running. Quite literally, you're putting yourself in someone else's shoes when you're reading about them. The study points to a very emphatic connection, which makes it very interesting. It backs up the anecdotal claims that reading is not just a cold, analytical thing. So in a way, when you read, you're putting yourself into the character's shoes. Your brain is literally imagining you in those shoes. Number 3, reading helps with heightened connectivity. In that same study from Emory University, researchers also found that there was heightened connectivity with a portion of the brain known as the left temporal cortex. This area of the brain is associated with language, facts, and memory. So if you've developed a reading habit, you are more likely to keep finding connections between stories, facts, and subjects. You will find random connections between different things because of how widely you've been reading. What's more interesting is that this can spill over to your actual everyday life. You will find these connections in class, at work, or in conversations. You will easily find connections back to the books that you've read, which will help you apply what you have been learning to your day-to-day life. Those are 3 beneficial effects reading triggers in the brain. The final point to add to encourage your reading is that your brain is like a muscle, and it will only get stronger with use. If you are not exercising your brain like you would exercise any of the other muscles in your body, should you expect any change? What do you suppose will happen? Reading is a simple way to start exercising your brain and increasing its stamina. Or to put it into more familiar terms these days, reading is a simple way to get started exercising your brain and increase your computing power. So pick up a book or listen to an audiobook to start getting connections in your brain firing and increase the power of the best supercomputer you have. Wait, what's that? You're not sure what book to start with? Don't sweat it. We've compiled 10 awesome short books that we think will help get you started on reading. They're arranged according to the number of pages. Number 1, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. 163 pages. It's a book with simple narration, but with hidden meanings. It's a novel that you'll be able to truly understand once you're of a certain age. It's also very easy to finish because it's just 163 pages. Number 2, Tuesdays with Morrie by Mitch Albom, 192 pages. This is a memoir of American author Mitch Albom, and it chronicles his time together with his former sociology professor, Morrie Schwartz. It explores the interactions and phenomena between the human experience of living and dying. Number 3, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. We've all heard about Alice and her story, but if you haven't read the book yet, this may be your sign to do it. The book, when read as an adult, seems to be a metaphor for life, and it will keep your imagination alive. Number 4, Six Thinking Hats by Edward de Bono, 207 pages. This book talks about the thinking process in a detailed, cohesive, more effective way. Number 5, The Wisdom of Sundays by Oprah Winfrey. This book is 244 pages long and is a compilation of actual conversations of famous personalities, with all inspirational quotes that you can apply in your own life. Number 6, To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, 281 pages. This novel is widely read in high schools and middle schools. It became an instant classic of modern American literature. It won the Pulitzer Prize in 1961. Number 7, Big Mac by Elizabeth Gilbert. Written by the author of Eat, Pray, Love, which sold over 12 million copies and is translated into over 30 languages, this book is divided into 6 sections: courage, enchantment, permission, persistence, trust, and divinity. It encapsulates the realistic approach to creativity and discusses the attitudes, approaches, and habits that we have in our life. Number 8, The Art of Racing in the Rain by Garth Stein. This is a must-read book for animal lovers. It's an irresistible story about Enzo, a dog who wishes he had thumbs. Number 9, The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini. This is a story of growing up, discovering family secrets, and making lifelong friendships. It's a novel that's bound to touch you. Number 10, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. It's the longest at 381 pages. This is Covey's masterpiece that is widely recognized as one of the best-selling business and self-help books of all time. It continues to inspire people over 30 years later. There you have it, some book ideas to get you started. Now you have no more excuses to start reading. But just in case you need a couple more ideas, here are a couple more I couldn't leave off the list. Number 1, The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. It's 144 pages. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, about 238 pages. And last, The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale at about 328 pages. Those are our recommendations for books to read if you're looking to start a reading habit. Grab the one that most interests you and go for it. Start now. Remember, these are just some recommendations. If you have a hobby or a topic that really interests you, grab a book that speaks to that area. Or maybe people interest you. Pick out a biography about your favorite famous person. The key is to start. Do you have your own book recommendation? Comment down below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. Click the notification bell, or we will drop you into a pool of boxed jellyfish. Please check out my other videos.
Want these products for yourself? Check the links below in the description.